Alright, so for an Expo feature match, we have Sky Striker Pure versus Altergeist. On our left, we have Marcus of Dank Deals having some practice fun with me. And on the right, of course, it's MST.TV Tombox, which is just me. I did a one-man setup this time, so it's been unfortunate. Okay, open it with a Meluseek into a Linkaribo. Okay, we get an Ash Blossom on that Meluseek, so I don't get that search of a multi-faker. Proceed to set a couple of cards. Just want to give a couple of notes as hopefully not too much action. I can fill it in. So I've added a timer into this game. This timer is part of our practice now because of the new time rule. So I believe on standby phase, and I'm going to activate my that is manifestation to revive the Meluseek. Now Meluseek is sent to the graveyard. I'm gonna get myself that search anyway. Yes, because I know he has a jamming wave. I don't want to lose my opportunity to actually get something. And he's going to pop out the infinite impermanence. That's actually good for him. He's gonna activate his copy of multi-roll. And I don't think I have much of a response. I really want to get that Meluseek killed, if anything. But it's going to be a bit harder for him because there is a Linkaribo, so damage is going to be minimized. So he's got that Ray. He's going to activate the effect of multi-roll, target the Ray. He's probably going to chain off that Ray to turn it into a Kagari. So then that way he can actually waste 2 of my back row. So far so good. So now I actually have no response to any of his spells. Now Kagari effect, target the jamming wave. This does seem a little bit painful and unnecessary. Oh, hold on, maybe I have a sort of. Oh, I do have something. I'm going to chain. I believe that's personal spoofing. I'm gonna shuffle back in that manifestation. Because I shuffled back in Manifestation, this is going to kill off that Meluseek because it was removed off of the field, and Meluseek is also going to offer me a search. This is a bit of a double search because I get a multi-faker and I can get something else. So on the first search, I get a multi-faker. And do I remember to actually use the second search? Okay, so bear in mind, one thing, I tried to set up the camera. I did this entire setup alone this time. I didn't have the help of my awesome assistant. Why? So it's been unfortunate. Okay. I searched 2 cards. I couldn't see what I searched with the other card. Now I add a... Oh, there's the other search. Okay, so it's 2 separate chains, of course. The second card that is being searched out would have been the Marionetter, and now I get a Silky just onto the field. So overall, I am trying to dodge as many cards as possible, and I think that has been pretty successful so far. So Jamming Wave is going to hit the last card available. Even if I chain it, it doesn't matter. That's a solemn judgment. I am letting it die. No way that's going to burn off all my life points for no reason. So yeah, I guess in one of the later games I do fix the camera, but for now you're going to have to deal with Faceless Tom. Besides, you guys don't need to see my ugly mug here. There's a couple of spells that have been activated while multi-roll is up, so now he gets to actually reset some cards. Kagari is going to proceed to attack the Silkitus. I am tempted to use Silkitus, but the problem is it's not good because if I remove the Kagari off the field, he gets to reuse the Kagari. And on top of reusing the Kagari, Ray comes back out onto the field, and that is just not something I want to deal with. So he's going to get to the Shizuku anyway. And he's going to proceed to set 2. Oh, and I am going to get rid of this Shizuku before it can activate. So that was probably during the main phase. And I bounced back my multi-faker. So that is good for me. And you can only summon him once per turn. So now we proceed back to my turn. What a crazy turn on Marcus' side. He is playing pure Sky Strikers, and I basically lost most of the cards. I went with like a set 4. Now I'm down to 1 card in the back. Just jamming wave, going really, really hard. But I did manage to resolve, and he goes into a Solemn Strike. I don't have a copy of Protocol, so that is a good timing on his part. Normally, Solemn Strike isn't exactly a very good card against Marionetter, but it's okay without protocol. It's just doesn't work out in my favor. Now I did use a normal summon. I have 2 monsters in hand. I just passed turn. Now Silkidus, the one on the field, cannot bounce anything, so I'm basically a sitting duck. Now thanks to the fact that I did send his card, Shizuku, back into the deck, so he has no monsters either. I think there might have been a slight misplay because he forgot to actually put the Ray back onto the field. And this is why we need to practice other decks other than our own to catch these misplays. We need to try out as many decks as possible for WCQ, and this is what we're doing right now. Now one scary thing is if that multi-roll continues to actually regain cards, it's not... I'm gonna slowly lose tempo and kind of lose advantage. So I'm going to activate my personal spoofing to shuffle back the multi-faker back into the deck. And I'm going to summon out, or sorry, add to my hand the Marionetter, and Marcus proceeds to summon a token. And yes, in the field center we have our Nats Edition Kabadab. If you guys want a copy of that, find me at WCQ Fort Worth. These are the going to Kagari. Right now, in terms of like advantage, I think Marcus is actually still in a better position. I only have a Silkidus and a personal spoofing, and by no means is that a strong board. Okay, he's continued to put out another card, that token. Now he can't activate his Sky Striker spells. What is his intentions with that extra 1? He's gonna attack Silk. Yeah, he's gonna proceed to attack Silkidus. I'm just gonna let it die, apparently. And he's gonna proceed to link off. He's gonna go into a Phoenix. He's gonna use Phoenix. And he's gonna pop off the personal spoofing. So down to basically no resource, and end phase, get to reset a card and pass turn. Okay, well, draw. I hope we get a trap of some sort, but I do have that Marionetter. Normal summon out the Marionetter. Still no Widowmaker. I don't think he has gotten into a copy of Engage, and that's probably the only reason why I'm still in this game. But there is a Meluseek. So that's quite crucial. Now upon the normal summon of the Marionetter, I get to set a trap card onto the field. So that's actually going to allow me to get some advantage and perhaps set up. So I am going to go with the manifestation because I want to be able to revive some of the stuff in the graveyard. Rather than protect my stuff from negation, I don't have anything to really protect at this point. I'm going to set 1. I'm probably going to trade off the Marionetter, targeting Meluseek. I'm going to summon out the Meluseek. I'm gonna use the attack of Meluseek to actually minimize the pluses that Marcus is gaining, because that seems like it's the best choice. I'm going to attack him directly for 500. And this is gonna be a bit of a choice. I can take out the multi-roll, or I can take out the unknown card. I took out the... Actually, I think I took out the known card. I took out the jamming wave. I'm guessing I don't really want him to actually hit my back row, and I don't want to be forced into activating my back row either. So this is actually a better position for me. Now I could technically tag out and punch. Yeah, I'm tagging out. So I'm gonna use Link Rebo's effect to tribute out the Meluseek, And this is a quick effect, of course. And now Meluseek is sent to the graveyard, and therefore I can add myself another copy of another card. And this way I can actually add back that multi-faker that I shuffled that back in earlier. And my trap that is the manifestation is now live, and if that goes off, I will snowball back into advantage. So even though I lost everything, this was the comeback play. I can't really punch him, but he can't exactly get a free hit on me either because Linkuriboh is going to stop everything. So I'm going to immediately activate the copy of Manifestation. Now, that particular jamming wave is technically supposed to be banished, but that is something that we have both overlooked. So we gotta practice a bit more on keeping track of where everything is. So we're gonna revive the Meluseek, and now we have multi-faker activated from hand, and now I'm gonna get a summon. So we're gonna get summoned with the Silky Disc, and now we have the bouncing play. Unfortunately, Silky Disc wasn't already on board. If Silky Disc was already on board, I would have chained Silky Disc once the manifestation was activated. Therefore, I get a free monster. I get to reuse that manifestation because of the new wording. Overall, now Marcus is in a terrible spot because he doesn't have engage access. His monsters aren't going to live. And swinging is not exactly an ideal thing to do. So he's going to attack into Silky Disc. I'm going to chain Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh gets, well, zeroed out on that Nightmare Phoenix. And technically, I can revive the Linkuriboh, I think, and just get rid of my Meluseek. Meluseek is actually putting a bit of pressure from Marcus because Marcus can't just blindly put everything onto the field anymore. And if he actually uses his multi-roll, things are going to start to get removed. Now, with that Phoenix stuck there, he can't go into more of his extra deck stuff. Like, the Sky Striker stuff is, like, kind of pointless. If you go into it, you're going to be locked out of playing your own Sky Striker spells. I think I'm using the bounce effect. So I am bouncing the manifestation, which gets Meluseek destroyed, sent back to the grave, and now I get to add a Marionetter from the deck to the hand. I think that's the third copy of Marionetter. I'm out of resources after that, but it's okay. It was absolutely worth it. Draw for turn. Set one. That was a great way. It's like basically like using Call the Haunted on a Sangan, and now I'm just like abusing the fact that I can bounce back my Call the Haunted. Normal summon not that Marionetter. Effect is set a trap to the field from the deck. Now I finally get the Protocol. Protocol has not been on board since the beginning of the game, and finally seeing Protocol. This is actually going to be a tipping point because now my stuff can't really be negated on the field. So because of that, it just makes it a little more awkward for my opponent to use Widow Anchor because my effects will still go through. So I'm going to use Marionetter's effect, targeting the Multi-Faker, sending Multi-Faker, getting my Meluseek back from the graveyard. I'm going to use that to link into Hex again. Now I'm actually going to get another search. I don't think I have actually very much to search anymore. In fact, it seems like I have one Multi-Faker. Can't add Meluseek, so Multi-Faker might be my only choice. Yeah, Multi-Faker is the only choice. Hopefully I don't get a slow play warning for that, because if I do, that is going to suck a lot. So I'm going to swing and swing. This puts him at 32. He's going to use a Pot of Desires. Chain Ash. And Marcus scoops this one up because he's just way too far behind in resources, and he did not get into the engage. And as you can see, if they do not go into engage, that is how slow it goes. Now we've burned down to 25 minutes, and now for a little quick commercial, I suppose. This is a mat that was designed by me, but this is also Imperium's newest version of Minerva JD. I drew both of these. If you guys like my stuff, you guys definitely can get it. They own this one, so technically nothing goes to me, but it's available on June 22nd, and at 6 p.m. it is available for sale. So we're just finishing up the siding. I made it a 30-second timer. This actually whole thing is uncut. I didn't remove any footage because I'm trying a different way of actually filming these. So Marcus is now going first. I've took the first game. And I guess the lesson to be learned here is don't forget to activate Ray, because forgetting to activate that first Ray, I think, cost him that game. Now, in my side deck, we both have sided. Here's one thing to note. I am running some pretty interesting tech. Now, okay, he starts off with the engage. This is actually really good for him. He's going to add himself a Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor, once Protocol is up, is not as good. Okay, he's going to go into Hornet Drones. Getting the token, go into Kagari. Kagari re-adding the engage. Very standard, typical play. He's going into the shiz. Even if I had Ash in my hand right now, there's kind of pointless. And I do have Ash in my hand. Like, there's no point hitting the engage. So he actually chose to save his engage rather than activate it. And that's actually a very, I guess, aggressive way of gaining advantage, because you'll have 2 engage for the next turn, and that was his aim. So I'm gonna normal summon out the Marionette effect. I'm trying to set straight onto the board. If he has a counter card, then he can use it now, but you cannot use Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, as I can see in his hand, because I am not adding a card. I'm setting straight to the field. He's gonna use that Widow Anchor that he got earlier, and that actually prevents me from gaining a card. Even though it's a -1 overall, his monster now is stronger than mine. Altergeist don't exactly have a strong lineup of monsters, so I have to leave. Oh my god, Twin Twister even threw away the engage. He hit a Rivalry of Warlords, and I believe another card was Torrential Tribute. Taking away the Rivalry is absolutely huge. Rivalry of Warlords is a great way of locking out a Sky Striker player from getting access, because the token and Ray are both warriors, but the stuff in the extra deck are machines. He's gonna go with an Afterburner. Now he's got 3 spells in the grave already, so this is gonna be quite devastating. I'm expecting the Afterburner to take this card out. And I believe he just drew into another engage. Oh my god. Engage after engage. This is going to be quite one-sided. At this point, I'm down 2 cards thanks to that Twin Twister. That Twin Twister got quite a bit of value because I am no longer able to interrupt the board. Any sort of threat kind of got removed, and he did the right thing. Siding in back row removal against Altergeist is one of the most ideal ways to play. So we're halfway through the match. We have 19 minutes. Maybe the match will end earlier. Kyle's dabbing his way to the victory. And I believe he has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 spells. Makes me take some damage. I take 400. And that puts me at 76. He passes. Shizuku now actually getting a search. Getting a jamming wave. Of course, there's only 1 copy of jamming wave, so that is a legal target. I'm going to set 1. I'm going to activate my protocol. I'm hoping he doesn't have a back row, and he uses Red Reboot. Now that was a set Red Reboot, so I get to set another trap onto the field, which is actually not too bad. Except, what do I set? I can set an Impermanence. That's actually not too bad. I can actually stun a back row. I decide to probably go with Rivalry of Warlords. Yep, Rivalry. Except that it's not ideal knowing that he has a jamming wave in hand. He's immediately going to pop it if he can. And yeah, it's... Oh, he's going to go with Foolish Burial. I think Diabolos is actually going into the graveyard. So Diabolos is now in the graveyard. Oh boy. Oh, there's the jamming wave, and since this was in a new set cannot activate. I'm like, you want to pop your monster? You can always ask, just for fun. He's gonna go into Kagari. Kagari is now going to fetch back the Engage. Man, talk about how many times have we drawn this turn? This is when the Sky Strikers get out of control. Will actually make a comeback like last game? I don't think so. Mainly because that Engage has already been played 3 times this turn, and in terms of card advantage, I'm down to 2 cards, I think, in my hand. And he is up a lot. He's going to draw another card now. Oh boy. Metalfoe Fusion. Now he has a ditch target for some of his cards. It's not exactly a dead draw when you actually get into that particular Garnety card. You can't really activate it. Now we gotta take a swing to the face. So I think I'm gonna have to be taking 700. Now I'm putting myself at 54. He's gonna activate the Hornet Drones, and he is actually proceeding to link off. I think he's gonna go into that Phoenix again. Oh my god, he's actually gonna pop the last card. And Under Red Reboot, can't activate it. Oh, everything's just a little bit too stuck. Really behind at this point. But he's doing everything right so far. He knows the back row. He knows that it can be a threat. He knows that if I can't get off Multi-Faker, it's a good thing. And blocking Multi-Faker is always ideal. So I'm going to activate Pot of Duality. He's checking his back row. Is he allowing it? No, he's going to Ash it. Which is actually the correct move, because I actually don't have anything else for him to Duality. Or for him to Ash. I'm going to set 1 pass, because I just really don't want to die. Knowing that he has Diabolos, what if he actually just gets rid of his Phoenix? So Phoenix is going to attack into the Multi-Figure. Should I have actually just taken to the base? Perhaps, maybe. Maybe I can get another trap. But knowing what he has, I'm actually a little fearful. So I'm going to summon out that Meluseek, which is actually a pretty good top deck. Oh no. Attack. Nope, no attack. Widow Anchor is going to take it. And because he's going to take it, I can't link it off. And I can't get that Link Karibo. So I can't get that search, and now I get my Meluseek back. Not exactly in the best position. And he's going to attack into the Meluseek. I am going to take 14. And I'm playing so slow, bad at this calculator thing. So that's actually something to keep aware of if someone's really bad with their calculator. I'm still trying to fix the calculator. Perhaps I should have used a better one, or maybe I should get one of those graphing calculators that everyone is so fond of. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. 4K. Why did you take so long, Tombox? Such a scrub. But yeah, as you can see, that burned like 30 seconds. That does matter. So, because he did kill off the Meluseek, and this search is happening during the damage step, it's not an Ash Bowl thing that you can use against. Now I have the Marionetter in hand. I can summon out that Marionetter and maybe get something out of this, but he's the one who controls that Nightmare Phoenix, so I am not in the best position. And he's going to use Call by the Grave, and he's going to target my Marionetter that was set to the graveyard earlier, which negates my current Marionetter, which is an amazing play. That's like finding a negation out of nowhere and using that to stun the board. Now I'm going to chain Anti-Spell Fragrance, and I'm going to activate the Multi-Faker in hand. I'm really just trying to hold on to this game, but I get strike from the hand, and that is going to hurt. This puts Marcus at 65. He was unharmed up until he paid some life just now. This is not looking good. Now I am top decking, and Marionetter doesn't seem like it's going to survive another turn. It's about to be sent to the Shadow Realm, and with that being sent to the Shadow Realm, I'm top decking under anti-spell. However, being under anti-spell, not exactly the worst possible thing, because I don't exactly run a lot of spells in my deck. So I'm hoping that maybe it will slow him down enough. But judging by what he's doing right now, he's going into Unicorn. He's ditching the card. No. Is he activating the card? No, he's shuffling the card. He could have technically just activated the Afterburner and got rid of it anyway. It didn't really matter. And now he's in normal summon out the Ray, and that is game. Because he's gonna pop that. Attack. Yeah, I think this is over. Now, he can't tag out that Ray, because Ray can only use the effect to summon into the extra monster zone, and with that Unicorn, he's stuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah. End phase 1.
No, end phase he has one set, and I just scoop it up, man. Why bother wasting time here? So, I guess we now get another 30 seconds of siding. So this is actually our siding phase. I'm trying to use Curse of Darkness against him, because Curse of Darkness is a concept that I'm trying out, and I don't know, maybe it's really good. If you open with 2 of them, then yes, it is absolutely amazing if you open 2, as long as they don't have Twin Twister or Heavy Storm Duster. It is amazing, because that means you might even be able to take the entire game just because your opponent wasn't able to activate a card, because they will die by activating. So down to the last 10 minutes, I'm glad that the last game only took 10 minutes, and we have 10 minutes left to spare before we are really worried about the end of match procedure. Hopefully we don't have to resort to that. But if, thanks to the new end of match procedure anyways, it makes my life of recording these live matches a lot easier. Oh boy, set 3. Good old days of setting cards and passing turn. Oh, engage. Oh, here we go, Curse of Darkness. So whenever it successfully resolves the card, or whenever it just resolves the card, immediately after the resolution, burn them for 1,000. So that puts him at 7k. Engage is exactly the thing I want to see. Now I'm going to activate Multi-Faker from my hand, and I'm going to summon Silkidus, which makes it even harder for him to actually play. Now, if you actually get out both... Oh, and he uses Widow Anchor. I'm going to chain my protocol, so therefore my effect cannot be negated, and therefore I get my Silkidus anyway. And because he used the Widow Anchor, now he's down to 6,000. And I place Desires, and now he's at 5,000. This is a concept that I'm actually testing out right now, like whether or not you should just main deck this card, because you can actually technically still use it against Trickstar. The least amount of damage you would do is 1,000, but you force a very kind of weak board, and all it took was 1 card. Natural outs to spells and traps is Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Unicorn, and they need a 3-card Afterburner. It's quite difficult. Well, it's somewhat difficult. You know, I don't want to overestimate the power of this. Now he's going to summon out that ring, go for that swing. I think he's going to force me to actually use the effect, and that is unfortunate because I really don't want to use this effect. Nope, just let it die. Because I'm an idiot. Kagari's effect, he's going to go back and add back that Widow Anchor, because Widow Anchor has so much value right now. Now I'm going to chain and activate my second protocol. Because of the second protocol, I can actually bounce back a protocol and then get rid of the Kagari. I'm choosing to get rid of the Kagari. And Ray's effect comes out, so he's not making the same misplay of the first game. Oh my god, he's setting a bunch of cards. He's gonna go into Shizuki. He's choosing not to go for the extra swing. And I believe he added an Afterburner. And I can just punch him. I wish I could just tap him for a little bit of damage just to make him lose an additional spell. So I'm going to flip open that protocol and I'm going to activate the multi-faker in hand. Unless, of course, he has a response. Oh my god, he used Strike. Well, he does take away 2 more cards. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of cards he can actually play. So putting him down to 35. Now he's going to use Afterburner and target. I have no way of actually removing the Silkidus. If I could remove Silkidus somehow, then that would actually work out. All he's doing is do something else instead. He's actually going to Widow Anchor his own card and cost himself another hit, putting himself at 25. That's a lot of damage that went through. Oh, so he does not want to use the Afterburner before because he didn't have enough spells in the grave. So then he would have just killed Silkidus and then basically have no more cards to play after that. That would actually kind of suck. So yeah, he's actually doing it right now. He's going to use the Afterburner. This is a practice match after all, and we're just trying to learn the decks. Like, how does it feel in various matchups? And now he's going to kill off that Curse of Darkness. Damn, that thing did a lot of damage, putting him down to 25. Of course, he did use a strike. But imagine if I could actually protect it, or if I had 2, he would have already lost. Because there was no way that he can actually keep up with that tempo. The more stuff he activates, the closer he is to death. But that was a strong attempt. I kind of wish I had some of my other side cards, which I am going to top deck into very soon. So it's gonna go with the Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor can actually now hold the board somewhat. And he's gonna attack. 1, 2, 3. I believe it had 4. So that puts me at 61. He's gonna go into Shizuku. Now, I must have misplayed at some point. Silkidus, I keep forgetting Silkidus' effect. I'm pretty sure someone will actually mark it down at some point. Oh boy, I think we're nearing the end of the game very soon. I think I lost control after that Afterburner did its job. See, that was one of the natural outs, which was Afterburner play. So he's going to go with the Engage. Engage is going to provide him with an additional search. Oh! No targets. Wait, hold on. There is a target. There's a ray in there. He's going to fix it. And because his entire deck is in German, I can't read it. So, in other words,
3 minutes. I have 1 treasure card.
Yeah, you can do it. So, in other words, if you do play with foreign cards, you will burn the timer even more. But that can go for or against you, depending if your opponent wants to take advantage of that. He's gonna attack, and I'm going to take 15, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I am at 2,700. I've got 2 minutes left into the round. Oh boy. Am I able to actually come back from this? He goes into a Space Insulator. Into a Nightmare. No, he's choosing Nightmare Phoenix. And he's gonna take one of my cards out. I just let it die. I think that's actually my misplay. Because I don't have to send monsters. I can send other Altergeist cards. That is my own misplay. I could have killed the Phoenix.
Well, go ahead.
Anti-spell fragments. But would it actually have mattered? Now that I look at it, I only have an anti-spell to actually counter. If he goes into the drone, he actually gets to summon out another card. Oh, instead he's gonna go into Unicorn and get himself that pop. Being at 27, and okay, he also has a Rhoda, so regardless of that misplay, I shouldn't have made the misplay in the first place, but okay, it is GG. Marcus takes the match. I drew that a bit too late, so I think we should all play a copy of, or side a copy of, the Secret Village of Spellcasters, because the extra deck doesn't really have any spellcasters in there either. Oh my god. He did the right thing. Strike destroyed me, and the match ends with 44 seconds. So, game 1. I took the game because I gained too much tempo once I have resolved and recovered from my board with the multi-figure. Game 2, Twin Twister dealt some serious damage, so taking out the Rivalry of Warlords and the Torrential Tribute. So that's actually 2 cards. Mainly the Rivalry would have actually done something to affect the game. And game 3, I overcommitted into the Curse of Darkness, but I was unable to protect it. I needed to protect it once more, and a misplay with the Altergeist protocol. When there's 2 protocols, I should have sent one to the graveyard to actually kill the Phoenix, but I guess it doesn't really matter because he technically had the token and the Rhoda to actually put out Ray and just push for the last bit of damage for the 27 that I had left. So if you guys enjoyed this match, hit me up with a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, and I believe Kenny Nishi is going to be giving us a segment very soon regarding, I guess, WCQ Forward. If you guys enjoyed this, well, hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.